Children who start off learning to read and write in their mother tongue do better in school. Literacy programs in mother languages bring learners the self-confidence they need to participate in their communities and make informed choices.
To me and people younger than me, language is the key to communication, opportunities, and cross-cultural understanding. 利用现代化科学技术，世界上每个角落的人们都连接在了一起。我们所生活的时代已经变得全球化。
Worldwide, nearly 7,000 languages are spoken today. Many languages are spoken by ethnic minorities who are educationally and economically disadvantaged because of limited language fluency. More than 200 million children globally live in homes where languages spoken are different than the ones used in school. These children are vulnerable to non-enrollment, repetition, and dropout.
Multilingual education means teaching through more than one language. So, for example, if you have a minority child, that child would be taught in its mother tongue for as long as possible through primary education, and then another language, say the national language, would be added at a later stage, and then maybe even a third language, an international language, would be added.
Mother tongue-based multilingual education assists learners to build a good bridge between the home languages and the official languages, and contributes therefore to national unity and also to preservation of linguistic and cultural identity. Educational research also around the world indicates the extent of development of a child's mother tongue is a strong predictor of their capacity to acquire a second and a third language and their overall educational achievement.
Mother tongue-based multilingual education starts by teaching a child in his or her mother tongue, and then gradually one or two other languages are taught. And to be successful, such programs need the support of the community leaders, the teachers, and government officials at different levels.
Knowing two or more languages means that your brain may actually look and work differently than those of your monolingual friends. So, what does it really mean to know a language? Language ability is typically measured in two active parts, speaking and writing, and two passive parts, listening and reading. While a balanced bilingual has near equal abilities across the board in two languages, most bilinguals around the world know and use their languages in varying proportions. And depending on their situation and how they acquired each language, it's well known that the brain's left hemisphere is more dominant in analytical and logical processes, while the right hemisphere is more active in emotional and social ones. Though this is a matter of degree, not an absolute split. The fact that language involves both types of functions, while lateralization develops gradually with age, has led to the critical period hypothesis. According to this theory, children learn languages more easily because the plasticity of their developing brains lets them use both hemispheres in language acquisition, while in most adults, language is lateralized to one hemisphere, usually the left. If this is true, learning a language in childhood may give you a more holistic grasp of its social and emotional contexts. Conversely, recent research showed that people who learned a second language in adulthood exhibit less emotional bias and a more rational approach when confronting problems in the second language than in their native one. But regardless of when you acquire additional languages, being multilingual gives your brain some remarkable advantages. Some of these are even visible, such as higher density of the gray matter that contains most of your brain's neurons and synapses. and more activity in certain regions when engaging a second language. The heightened workout a bilingual brain receives throughout its life can also help delay the onset of diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia by as much as 5 years.
Here's one of my friend's favorite jokes. What do you call someone who speaks 3 languages? Trilingual. What do you call someone who speaks 2? Bilingual. And what do you call someone who speaks just 1? Un-American. Corny, right? Well, the joke is actually grounded in some truth. Only 18% of Americans can speak a language other than English, whereas 53% of Europeans can speak more than one language. And 99% of Latvians can speak more than one language.